Writing for today. As you can see, I have asked you to do an imaginative recipe. What does that mean? Instructions are as follows. You are going to make up a recipe off the top of your head, one that you've never had before, use ingredients that you know, but you've never put together before. This is, as it says, this is not a recipe you have eaten. So you, of course, would have had to have eaten the individual food items, but in this combination that you're making up on your own, by yourself, without any thought, you've never eaten in that combination. Don't cook it either. Now I want you to just make the recipe up. You don't have to cook it, and try it and sample it to see if it works. That's not what this is about. This is about just your imagination. You are not to ask your parents if the ingredients go well together either. It's your imagination. You have to, assume they do or hope they do. It's an imagination. But you can ask your parents for cooking times. I don't expect you to know how long to cook food for, but you will need to, we don't want a recipe where, it's, you have chicken, you've only cooked it for 3 minutes. It'll be raw on the inside and it will, harm a lot of people. So you can ask the parents for cooking times, but also, let's not get the parents involved. You can use up here. Google search, how long will it take to cook this, chicken or pork or whatever you want to put in. So Google search it. Don't even get your parents involved. They don't need to be. And most importantly, have fun. Make it up. But it's not just the recipe, the ingredients. In a recipe, you also have to have the method. So the ingredients must have at least one meat product or protein if it's vegan or vegetarian. Must have at least 3 vegetables / fruit. I put / fruit because a lot of the vegetables we talk about are fruits. Must have at least 5 herbs and or spices. And of course, salt and pepper, they're both spices, and so they're the first ones you have to do. You always got to season your food. So have a think about that. If you're not sure about the different herbs you can use, again, Google search. Cooking herbs, herbs to cook with. Herbs that pair well with blah. It can have, those are the 3 must-haves, but it can have rice or noodles. It can be a rice dish or a noodle dish. Can have breads or cakes. So if you want to put bread involved, or if you want it to be a dessert, it can be anything like that. Can have a dairy product. So dairy products are cheese, yogurt, milk, cream. And can have any liquids like your water or your stocks. Chicken stock, beef stock, vegetable stock, that type of thing. Must include, but you must include the amounts of each ingredient in grams or mils. I don't want you to just say, yeah, put these in, because how do we know how much? You've got to decide. And again, you're making it up anyway. So just put whether, in mils. If it's liquid, it's in mils. If it's not liquid, it's in grams. The cooking method must be in order, must have order by number for each method, ordered by number. So method 1, but I've done it over here anyway. I'll show you in a second. When each ingredient is to be cooked, you don't want to cook something in advance and then just let it sit there and go gross and slimy while you're doing other stuff. There is a time and place to cook things, especially if you're doing herbs. If you're putting it all together in the one dish, you might want to do the herbs and spices first, and then some vegetables to break them down. And perfect example is flour. If you just throw flour in and just throw everything else in, it'll have a real starchy flour taste. You've got to cook out the flour taste, especially if you're doing a gravy or thickening something. How long the ingredients are to be cooked for, please tell us that. It's very important. You don't want to poison anyone. And lastly, how the ingredients are to be put on the plate. Serving suggestions. You want to put the noodles in first. You want to cook the pasta into the, I should have put pasta there as well. Pasta into the mix. I might do that right now. Mid-video. Look at that. Editing mid-video. But you're going to write them down here. Recipe name. Give it a name. Always have a name for it. Ingredients. They're the list of ingredients, including grams and mils. Mils for liquids, grams for solids. Method is numbered. Now, you might only have the 8 steps, but I've got an additional page here if you have more. I only did the first one for a text box. You will need to add a new text box for the rest. This is only a spare page if you need it though. But anyway, I truly look forward to reading this, and I'll tell you something, I might cook the tastiest sounding recipe. So what I'll do is I'll get all teachers to find their favorite, doesn't have to be the best one or works well, their favorite recipe, and I might do a cooking video on it. Hopefully it's not the last video I ever do. Anyway, have fun. I look forward to reading them.